Everyone, happy Tuesday. Y'all can see me, I'm looking good. All right, we got thumbs up. Very good. I've got a crew back there to make sure that I am in the center of this picture. It's Tuesday, October the 1st. It's the first day of this quarter. We are getting it towards the end of this quarter. And of course, we are encouraging everybody who is in need of their GED to move forward towards getting your GED. So I'm just setting up my camera to make sure that I can see everyone and everyone can see me. Now, of course, my name is Professor E.jean Jones. Today we're going to talk about plotting coordinates. Yesterday, the video previous to this one, we talked about the coordinate grid. We identified each section and we labeled each one, and then we moved forward with that. Well, today we're actually going to plot coordinates on the coordinate grid or plane, whichever one, however you want to say it. And so this won't be a very long lesson, but it is a lesson to continue from yesterday's lesson. So again, for more information about what we do, and if you are needing additional support and tutoring, you can always give us a call or reach out to us through our website. Our website's address is www.opmtrainingschool.education, and that's the website above me. Our phone number is 972-499-5229. Today we're coming out of an older book by McGraw-Hill. And so in this book, and it's these are lessons, of course, in the Stake Vaughn book and other books as well. And you can Google to get some information as relates to this. But we want to talk a little bit about linear equations. Linear equations is the terminology. So before we get into that, what I want to do is plot the following coordinate pairs on the coordinates plane, which is behind me, okay? So I did pre-draw one, and I'm hoping that all of my coordinates can fit successfully on there. Maybe not. But I'm going to create some coordinates first, and then we'll use what's in the textbook. So yesterday, as we talked about it, let me just review this real quick, and then we will plot the coordinates, okay? So the key thing about a coordinate plane or the grid is that it is divided into 4 sections. It's divided into 4 sections by 2 lines, okay? 2 lines that cross each other. So you have what is called the horizontal line, and then you have the vertical line. The vertical line is up and down. The horizontal line is going across from the right to the left, or whichever way from left to right, okay? So now the horizontal line typically is labeled as the x-axis, okay? So I'm going to write it down. The horizontal line is typically the x-axis, okay? And that's the horizontal line, all right? The vertical line is the y-axis, up and down, okay? And that's the vertical line. So now, if you were in math, and some of you may not be preparing for GED, but maybe something else, maybe the SAT or ACT test, remember this: your vertical line is always the lower alphabet, and then your horizontal line is always the lower alphabet. Your vertical line is your higher alphabet. So if it was asking you about axis and it labeled it as A and B, your horizontal line would be A, your vertical line would be B, okay? If it was G and H, your horizontal line would be G, your vertical line would be H. So remember, the first letter in the alphabet is the horizontal line, which goes from left to right or right to left, okay? Your up and down, which is your vertical line, is going to always be the second letter in the alphabet, which for us is X and Y. Typically, X and Y are used as the labeling for your lines when we talk about the coordinate plane or the coordinate grid, okay? So this is where it is. So you have 2 lines. The next thing we want to talk about and just do a quick review is what we shared yesterday. The plane is divided into 4 sections, okay? And so you have 4 quadrants. You have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. 4 quadrants, it goes counterclockwise. It starts from the top right, and it goes to the top left, bottom left, and then bottom right, counterclockwise. 4 quadrants. It's what it's broken into. Okay, 4 sections, 4 quadrants. Now, when we talk about plotting coordinates, okay, typically, when plotting coordinates, you have two coordinates. Okay, so for instance, if I gave the coordinates of 3 and 4, coordinates 3 and 4, okay, because both of those are positives, it's going to be in the first quadrant. And that's because this is the x-axis and this goes on the y-axis, okay? Your first coordinate is always going to be the horizontal, okay, plotting, and your second coordinate goes with your vertical line, okay? So now with that, we know this is x, this is y. So because this is a positive and it's going this way, left to right, right to left, positive is always to the right of the center. Okay, this is the center. So it goes to the right, right? If it's a negative, it's going to the what? Left of the 0. Just like if I was going left on you, then I would not be talking good to you. It's negative, right? So it's, and I'm going to say this, it's to the left of the 0, of the center. Okay, that's important to understand. I didn't say that yesterday, but to clarify that. Now, if it's, we have 4, which is for our y-axis, and that's a positive 4, right? So because it's a positive, it's going up or above the center. It's going up. If it was a negative, it would be going what? Down, below the center. Okay, if it was a negative. So now, because both of our coordinates are positive, it's going to fall into quadrant number 1. Okay, which means we go to the right 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then we go up how many times, everybody? 4. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we plot it about right here, about right there. Okay. So let's give another coordinate. Let's say -2 and +3. -2 and +3. Okay? So now, we know this was in quadrant 1 because it's a positive, right? Positive. This is going to be in quadrant 2 because the first number is a what? Negative. And it's going to the left. The second number is a what? Which means it's going what? Up. So we go left how many times? 2. Starting at 0, we go 2, left, 1, 2. And then we go up how many times? 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we'll plot it right there. Okay. All right, let's do another one. Let's say -2 and -4. Okay, -2 and -4. So we have a negative. So do we go left, right, up, or down? Which one is first? Left. Going left first. How many times? 2 times. So we go left, 1, 2, and then we go left, right, up, or down? Down. How many times? 4 times. So we're going to plot it about right there. Okay. So this is Q2. This is Q3. And if we say 3 and -4, we know this is going to be Q4. So we go over to the right 3 times and down 4 times, and it plots about right there. Okay? Now, if one of your coordinates is 0, it just depends on if it's the first, which is on the x-axis, or the second, which is on the y-axis. Okay? So let's look at that. If I was to change this to 0, then I would go over to the right 3 times, and I will plot it literally on 3 because we don't go up. There's no up. If I was to turn this into a 0, then I would not go left or right, but I would go up how many times? 3 times, correct. And I would be right there. Everybody see that? Any questions? Okay. That's coordinate grid. that you're plotting your coordinates. I said coordinate grid, but you're plotting your coordinates. And I wanted to review that because we had some discussion in our classroom yesterday after I did the live video. So I figured maybe we have questions with our students who are online with us as well. All right. So now let me just go over a little bit, which I see we have. And what I want to do is let's look at page number 169, page 169. What I'm going to do is I am going to draw this. I'm going to put something very similar to it on the board, and hopefully everybody was able to look at this. And if you didn't get all of this, just once the video ends, you can review. That's the beautiful thing about technology now. It's not gone or lost forever. So I want to draw a graph or chart very similar to what we have on page 169. It'll be different, but it will have some similarities. All right, so here we are. And we have number of extra text messages. So we have a column, right? So I'm just going to create the column. And the column will be different than what's in the textbook. But I want to give some similarities. Okay, so our first column will be the number of extra text messages. Okay, number of extra text messages. And, let's see here, lost volume a little bit. The second one is going to be text message charge. So it's going to be the cost. Let's see here. You can get a little bit of volume. All right. That's okay. And did I step on something? That could have been me. That was me. Okay. The coordinate pair is the third one. Coordinate pair. Okay. So our first column is extra text. The cost is the second column, and then the coordinate pair is the third. And I'm just going to give about 3 of them. Okay. So I'm going to label my grid, my line, my axis. So four, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. All right. So now what I want to do is something very similar to what we see. I'm going to do 0 on the extra and 5 on the cost, which means our coordinate pair is going to be 0 and 5. Okay, very similar to what we already see. So the next one, I'm going to do 5, but I'm going to leave this blank. And then I'm going to do 10. And I'm going to leave it blank. And then the last one I'm going to do is 16. No, I'm going to do, 16. Did it do that? Yep, I'm going to do 16. Okay. And I'm going to leave it blank. So now, let's go from here. And there we go. Okay. So now, the first column, which it says extra text messages, is what it stands for. The first column represents the what axis? The X. Remember, X comes first. So this is the X axis, which means the second column represents the what? Y. And this is the coordinate pairs. Okay? So this is the X, this is the what? Y. So now we know 0 and we have 5. Okay, and I just kind of put that there. But if we start at 5, I'll turn it down a little bit. Okay, if we start at 5, here, the question is, where does it hit on the y-axis? If it's y here, it's about right there, and that's going to be where?
3.
At 3, correct. That's going to be 3. So it's going to be 5 and 3. Now this is 0, so it's probably more at 1. That's just kind of a example. So I'm just going to put example here. All right, so let's do another one, because everybody's looking like, how did we come up with that? All right, so we have 10, right? 10 is your first coordinate, which is on the x-axis, which is down here. Everybody see that? So we go to what? 10. Now we go up to see where does it connect on the y. So we go all the way up to here, and it's right there, and that's about where? 7. Okay, so it's 10 and 7. Okay, the last one is 16. Okay, 16 is right here, and we want to see where it connects at the y-axis. So we go up, and where would you say that is?
13.
More at 13. Close. It, of course, my drawing is not good, so we'll take 12 or 13. But either way, I'll put 13 there. So our coordinates are 16 and 13. Okay. Do I need to do another one of those? Please.
One more.
You said no? You said yes? Okay. Let's do... We'll just add to it.
Yeah.
We'll say 9, and we look for 9, right?
Right.
Here's 9, and we go up, and 9 stops at about what? 6. So it's going to be 9 and 6. Okay? Watch my video.
I do.
Hey. Ready? Okay. All right, fantastic. So that's plotting coordinate grids, and that's pretty much where I want to put that in that. So you can understand when we talk about plotting coordinate grids, you could have literally all 4 coordinates, right? You can have all 4 quadrants. I'm sorry, I said coordinates. Quadrants, which is Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay, you can have that, or you can have it where it's just Q1, right? And we know this is Q1. Why?
Positive.
Both numbers are positive. Okay, and it's going in the right direction, upper right. Even though you don't see the other lines, they exist. But you have no coordinates that are going to the left, bottom right, top left. It's just going top right. So everything is a positive, which means it's a quadrant 1. Okay? And your first 2 columns, your first column is X, your second column is what? Y. Okay? And that's how you do that. All right? That's going to wrap up this lesson. I said it was going to be brief, and it was brief for a purpose. Of course, I went into a little bit more detail defining the coordinate plane, defining each quadrant, positive, negative. So you can look at the video prior to this and to get more information. Of course, if you need detailed or you need assistance, you can always go to our website, which is www.opmtrainingschool.education. That's opmtrainingschool.education. Or you can give us a call at 972-4 499-5229, 972-499-5229. All right, it's October 1st. It's the perfect time to get your GED. So if this was your New Year's resolution, it's not too late. It's not too far along. This is a perfect time to make this your Christmas gift to you. That's right. Again, if you want to be part of this class, we are located in Duncanville, Texas. Our classes are from 7 until 9 p.m. Monday and Tuesday evenings. We would love to have you. And again, for more information, our website, one more time, is www.opmtrainingschool.education.